Welkom. 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 Mijn naam is Artur. Ik ben Braziliaan. Ik woon in België. En ik spreek geen Duits. I tried that because I get so nervous that whatever comes now I'm already more relaxed. That's my habit of like, okay, out of comfort zone. Do you understand that? Yeah, good. So yes, I'm Brazilian. I'm living in Belgium for 4 years already. I started as actually cleaning printer machines, and then I went to the help desk where people were calling my mom and my father bad names because things were not working. And then I started developing in Java. That becomes Scrum Master of my own team, and then another team, and I got passionate about that, about facilitation. I moved to Belgium, I started coaching health insurance, police, ambulance, big bank. I'm now at BNP for 3 years, working in the HR, and then I went to IT. Now I'm coaching business for the first time. It's already 2 months, and it's a very interesting context. I already tasted 568 different beers, not in a weekend. It's already a hobby for about 5 years. But I stopped drinking alcohol 8 months ago. So it's, yeah, I have to stop with that hobby. I'm a more healthy guy, I think. But I really miss the beer. Even in Belgium, so good. So, right now, I need you to sit in a way that you would be sitting if you're totally excited and eager to learn new things. You can sit on that way right now. Totally excited and eager to learn new things. Okay, why did I have to move? Okay, so let's try just something else very quickly. It's not forced to do, but if you do, it's going to be okay. So look at your right hand very quickly. Shake it a little bit. Shake it, shake it, shake it. And put it on your chin. Put it on your chin. Put it on your chin. On your chin. Okay, I see some people coming into the room. Just the last one before we get started. It's a very simple one. We're going to clap at the same time. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. When I say go, we're going to clap at the same time. So put your hands like that. Don't put too much, otherwise you won't get together or not too close, so something like this. When I say go, we clap at the same time. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, the rule is very hard. I'm going to explain again. When I say go, we clap at the same time. Let's see? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. It comes and okay, good, very good. You are there. I like to do that just to make your brain and your mind come into the room. Because probably you're in a call with your boss or your wife or your spouse, and you're probably taking notes about the last session, taking a coffee, and I could see your bodies, but now I can see your minds into the room. And you're going to need very quickly some claps. Now you know how to clap at the same time. Let's just very quickly, if you clap if it's yes for you the answer of the coming question. So let's try very quickly. I am from Austria. Okay. I'm from Vienna. I'm from outside Austria. I speak Dutch. Okay. I work in IT. I work in business. I play the role of a Scrum Master, product owner, project owner, project manager, developer. Okay, I like beer. Okay, thank you very much for coming. I like wine. Okay, good, good. So just to know you a little bit more. I know what Agile is about. I already work with Agile for more than 5 years. Less than 5 years. Okay, makes sense. Okay, good, good. So you are warming up. It's just to know you a little bit more. So I'm always, I have 2 investors. So thanks for sharing about you. I need you to talk in pairs right now. So right now you're going to have a best buddy, best friend, forever. So if you're a neighbor, make sure you find a neighbor. If you're alone, but you're not forced to participate. You're never forced to participate. If you just want to hang out, keep looking and having your tea, your coffee, it's okay. But if you want to participate, make sure you find a colleague, a neighbor, and help me to understand what is the definition and the difference between check-ins, energizers, and icebreakers. I'm going to give you 2 minutes for you to share between you. What is the definition? Check-ins, energizers, icebreakers. What is it about? What is the difference? Off you go. Good. So time to share with the group now, what is a check-in?
You ask the group, you ask an opinion, you ask a question to the group, or...
Yeah? You ask something to the group, yeah? What else? You do a clapping game?
You just mentioned to bring the mind of people in the room.
Yeah, also, to bring the minds into the room. What else? All checking. How long should it last? Short. How much? 2 seconds? 5? 1 minute? For sure, checking is not something that's going to last for 10 minutes or, I don't know, half an hour. I like the comparison really with the airport. You bring your luggage into the airport and you really do checking. You remove the heavy luggage and you drop it there and say, okay, I'm there. I'm present and I drop all my heavy stuff and I'm ready to get started. And it can be any question. Yeah. It can be anything. Maybe you can ask, for instance, how is your weather right now? Forget about the weather outside. How are you feeling inside? And then some people say, oh, stormy. I was really bilateral with my boss right now. It's like heavy rain. The other guy's like, yeah, it's a bit cloudy, a bit foggy, but I'm ready to get started. You can ask, what's your favorite song? You can ask if you want to do, and you could do anything in your life, what would you do? That's not work related, and time and money is no problem. And then you see crazy things coming up. You are working with the guy for 5 years, and you still get surprised by what they say. I don't know, I'd like to have a farm and like ride horses for the end of my life. So that's really checking. What about energizers?
What do you do after lunch?
What do you do after lunch? That helps. Why you should do that after lunch?
Because all the energy in the body is somewhere in the stomach, and just to get people to think again.
Yeah, that's true. So you make the energy comes a little bit like after lunch is super good. Where else about energizers? After one presentation, the history, yeah. It is a bit like, okay guys, let's do something here just to put the energy up. 1 minute activity, energy, okay, we are trying. There is one that is super nice. I have plenty, but there is one that is super simple. You just ask people to do a plank for 1 minute. Of course, you should be in the team. You should have the trust. You are not going to do that with everyone, right? And you have to make people feel comfortable. Okay, let's do 60 seconds. It's just a plank. You see people counting the seconds. Like, oh my god, it's so long, it's like 10 seconds. Oh shit, okay. After 1 minute, everyone's awakened. For sure. What about icebreakers?
It's motivated to know each other, or since a meeting with people that not necessarily met in person before?
Yeah. Can you still hear me? Because I think it was unnecessary, the microphone. Can you still hear me back there?
Yes.
Yeah, it's better, right? I was feeling like strong voice. Too much. Okay, good. So icebreaker, to get to know each other. What else?
Make people feel comfortable.
To make people feel comfortable, to help to connect a little bit more.
Synchronizing.
Synchronizing in which way? Synchronizing. Yeah, to get together, to connect, to make people feel comfortable. I like to do big icebreakers in the beginning of the conference. So right now you're at the end, right? I'm almost between you and the beers. Almost. Still there's someone else that we will have this weight on the shoulders. But I like to do that in the beginning because then people really get to know each other. Maybe you can simply ask, what is your name? Share in the groups, what is your name? Nationality, job and company, hobbies and passions, and one unusual fact about you. The most unusual, the better. And then you get people saying like crazy stuff. I saved a person that was shot 3 times in the chest and what. You have crazy stuff and you get to know each other from the beginning, right? Somehow you become connected. What about the agile games? What is the difference? Because all of them, they have some overlaps. They can be quite, small. What about agile games? Want to teach you something? Yeah. Do you think that the energizers and icebreakers, normally they try to teach as well? What do you think?
Well, it's more about getting connected and getting your mind somewhere. It's maybe not focused. It's maybe something that also happens, but it's not one doing.
Yeah, let's say the learning outcomes is not as deep as an agile game. And also the duration, right? An agile game can last maybe 20 minutes, maybe 30, maybe 1 hour, maybe 2 hours with an interval, and it's longer and it's deeper, and the learning outcomes are a bit longer. So I want to focus on those 3, right? Check-ins, energizers, and icebreakers. That's what we're going to talk in this session. By the way, there is something I started as a thermometer or a checkpoint. I'm starting with that. Let's say energizer can be done at any moment to put energy up. Check-ins in the beginning, okay. Arrive, welcome, and let's get started. Icebreaker, let's get to know. But the check-ins and the checkpoints and the thermometer is a bit more to know the level of energy of people, for instance. Can you try something very quickly here? Can you put your hands like this? Don't feel forced, just if you want. So, I'm going to say something, and the more you like or the more it's true for you, the more you go there. That's the maximum, right? So let's go again for the beers. How much you like beer? Okay. How much you like cats? Cats? Cats, yeah. Some people say, can you go now? What about dogs? Okay. How is your energy level right now? So if you do this, it's flat line, right? You're dead. I have to bring it through the day. Okay, so nobody dead right now. I'm eager to learn new things today. Good, good. So that's just a thermometer, just a checkpoint you can use in the middle of a session. So hey guys, I'm feeling that energy is a bit low. Can I try something? And you make visible what is not that visible, right? So let's continue. I'm going to show the menu for today. So if you don't like, if you're comfortable to go to another session, I hope it's aligned to your expectations. The difference between each of those things, you already did. So energizers, icebreakers, and check-ins. I'm going to speak about the why. I have 3 whys for you to share. We're going to do some. You already did, but we're going to do maybe a mini marathon. Right? Maybe 15, 20 minutes to try some, and you can try right away with your client. I'm going to share some tips and tricks, what worked for me, and what shared didn't. I have some bonus for you. I have 3 bonus, super fast. And I'm also going to share with you some sources about what I find inspiration for energizers, check-ins, icebreakers, because that's really my passion. That's really something I like to do. Make sense for you, the menu? Yeah? Yeah? Nice. So, let's go. The first why. I want to hear from you why we do those things. Why we do energizers. Why icebreakers. Why check-ins. You can just shout. What do you think?
Just a one-way communication.
Just a one-way communication?
It's not a one-way communication.
It's not a one-way, thanks for that. It's not a one-way communication.
To improve communication.
To improve communication?
In the end, it's not the meeting consumption of something.
It's stop the meeting consumption. Yeah?
You focus.
Just consuming, focus. The check-ins really help with that. Right? Okay, now I'm in the room because he asked me to put the hand in the chin and I put there. Okay, let's be present right now. What else? To
Visualize.
To visualize. Can you
Like
talk
for
more
example,
about
the feeling, if you're looking at a group and you ask you, are you satisfied with what we just presented, for example, then you can get an instant reaction.
to make visible? For instance, energy, right? I could say like, guys, I feel that we're not really energetic right now. That wouldn't be as visible as saying like, yeah, something like this. For instance, for me, how much you like it's not kind of going to speak here. It's actually it's fighting already. I'm going to hold myself. So, yes, we do those things, and actually, another why for you. Basically, why I'm passionate about this. Because for me, we spend more time at work than at home. I don't know about you, but spend 8 hours at work, maybe 9, maybe some of the volunteers like 10, 12, 13. And at home, you stay like 3 hours awake. I'm not counting the time you're sleeping, right? And I think that the job should be fun. Really, it should be nice, should be fun, we should connect to each other. And I don't know why, as soon as we step into the door of our office, we become, I don't know, like full of vanity. I cannot laugh, no, if I laugh, I can show you that. I don't know, we stop doing those things during work. Not saying we do guys. But normally, we tend to forget about the fun. And I like to add this to the sessions. By the way, this exercise, I use it with the CEO, with the middle management, I don't care. And I even say, hey guys, I invite you to do something. Maybe super silly, because I'm a silly guy, but I hope you like it. You're not forced to do. Do you want to try? Normally they like. Normally they laugh and they have fun. Of course you have to know which one you should use. I'm not asking the CEO to go blank, or I would. Maybe yes. And the third why I'm sharing that with you, because the other two whys. Because I'm so passionate about that I like to share about those passions, and that's why I created this session. I want to share because I want more people to have more fun at work and help others to have more fun and focus and better meetings as well, right? So, I like quotes and I have some for you. As your body moves, your brain grooves. That is from Jim Quick. And actually when we are having a session that you just don't move. You are not asking any question. And you are there just looking at a bunch of slides. Let's say that your brain tends to go down a little bit or to wander. You see your brain walking through the wall, it's like, yes, and like, okay, my mind is just off. As soon as you ask people to move a little bit, you help them to, okay, let's move, let's be focused and into the session, into the present. There's another quote for you. Information tied to emotion and energy becomes long-term memory. That's also from Jim Quick. So as soon as you make people to move, or you help their brain to groove a little bit, you are helping them to have long-term memory, to learn deeper about that. That's why I also love this kind of small activities. Are you ready to do something? Or you just want to keep myself like I'm talking only? Let's do something. So I invite you to stand up. I need you to find pairs by color of shoes. Pairs means groups of two. By color of shoes. You have 10 seconds. Go. Self-organize a team. Five seconds. Go, go, go. Who is alone? Raise your arm. It's a match. It's a match. No one's new. Good, good, good. So who is alone? Who is still alone? It's another match. Check. Okay, stay together. So groups of two. Groups of two, pairs. Okay, everyone ready? Who is in three or maybe? You can do it with me. So round of applause for the volunteer here. So thanks. We are going to show them how to do the activity right now. The name of this activity is called wrestling. Wrestling? The ambulance is there. I have a first aid kit, and you are ready to go. So make sure that you have some space. I see people like, no. I can't believe it. So make sure you have some space, no chairs between you. You stay face to face. Put your hands like that, together. If you think this is sexual harassment, put a paper in the middle. I don't think so. So, your goal is to make the other feet move in 15 seconds. Go! Okay, we have still some? Yes, we have still like, it's a battle, it's a gladiation. Not yet? Who succeeded to make the other feet move? Who succeeded?
Are you both one?
Yeah? So, who tried brute force? You can be honest. Who tried brute force? Who tried to push it? Okay.
Use the brain.
Who tried a little bit of Aikido? Aikido is like you use the other energy against himself. So you just remove the person. Nice. Who tried negotiation? Like, okay, you move your foot and then I pay you a coffee after. Who tried that one? A bit deeper. Who tried like, okay, so you move your foot at the same time that mine, both way. Who tried that one? Yes. So I like this activity just to wake you up a little bit, to make your blood flow, hopefully inside your body, nobody flowing blood outside your body. But actually that represents really many situations in our day-to-day life. In the traffic jam, the boss, and someone asking you to do something, and you have just 1 minute to do that, and the name of the game is wrestling, and then you have to go and it's like, okay, it's me or him, it's me or her, and then you just don't think, right? And actually happens every time. So that's really just a little quick to say like, okay, maybe we can collaborate instead of confrontate. Whenever you can, try to think on the win-win situation. Good to go? So, thank you very much for that. Round of applause for you for this one. And you can stay standing up. What do you, whoa, where are you going? This is a workshop or what? So, with your best buddy now it's your best friend. I will say, okay, now I'm gonna collaborate. I have the message now. We're going to do a very quick activity that is counting 1, 2, 3. It's very simple. For instance, can we demonstrate? So, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. So, do you need in slow motion? So, very simple. Off you go. Try it out. So, you can do it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. It was super easy. It was super, come on, it was super easy. I want to make it a bit harder. So the number 1 now is gone. It's gone. There's no number 1 anymore. The number 1 now is a... So let's try again. So, 1, 3. Off you go. Very good. 3. Okay, very good. I think that's still super easy. Super easy. Right now, I need someone to provide a sound and a body movement. Can someone do that for me, please? Because the number 2 is gone. We don't have number 2 anymore. So now I need someone to do a body movement and a sound at the same time. Any sound?
That was a sound sword.
So, perfect. Number 2 now is bum. Okay? Off you go. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, very easy. I still think that is super easy. You guys are amazing. I can see that you are doing very well. Guess what happened with the number 3? It's gone. Now I need another body movement and a sound. How is it? It's not me. You guys are proposing that. It's not me. So, and you can do different. You can make that sound. Off you go. Okay, amazing. Thank you very much. That was super cool. How was it for you?
Great.
It was fun? Great. Yeah? I saw some blue screens coming on the blue screen. Like Windows XP. So I actually like this exercise to bring a little bit of energy, a little bit of fun, and I can see some people actually smiling and oh shit, okay, and now I'm present there. But actually, I like also to do a link with Agile actually. And us, as Scrum Masters, as coaches, as change agents, as soon as we go to a client, we are asking them to do ways what they're doing in different ways. And they're doing this, they're working on the same way for 10 years. Maybe 5, maybe 15, and then you say, hey, now we have these stand-ups, and now we have plannings, and we have to talk together. By the way, you are working on the same team, and I'm the Scrum Master, and that's it. It's the same for what we did right now. We are used to counting 1, 2, 3, and then some crazy guy, asks you to count in a different way, by clapping, by eating. Probably you have to have very good arguments for that. Because people, it's not that they're just resistant, because they want to be resistant. It's also because it's different for them. Just one very quick one. That's 10 seconds on. Can you close your arms, please? Okay, good. Can you close them the other way around? Ding dong, dong. How was it? Not natural? Weird? Yes?
Negative.
It's a bit negative, uncomfortable, and it's the same in a transformation. It's the same when you are coaching people and helping them to change the way of working. We are asking them to do something in a different way. And it's super, super important that you come with arguments why we're doing that thing. So let's say that I'm asking you to close your arms on another way, because then you're going to create neural connections, you're going to strengthen your brain because it's something totally new. And then your heart is going to probably pump better blood, because I don't know, I'm just coming up. I'm not asking you to come up with fake explanations to your client, but you surely have to go deep on the why. Why do we do that thing? Why do we have this wheel? It's okay? So round of applause for you. Let's have a seat, please. Have a seat. Good. Thanks for participating. Nobody hurt, no blood, no bruises.
So the energizer, icebreaker.
That was a combo. That was a full package. And you get to know your friend. It's exactly, they have overlaps, right? It's not just one, it's just an energizer. We can do some that is really overlapping. So, I'm going to open my heart for you right now. I don't want to say you should do that, but I'm going to say what worked for me. What are the things I'm doing, because I'm doing that for about 5 to 6 years. And I'm passionate about this and I learned a lot. So it doesn't mean that you should do that, but yeah, I'm opening my heart for you. The first one, I really recommend that you should speak clearly. English is not my first tongue. I'm, as I said, Brazilian. I learned English a few years ago when I really started practicing. So it's important that you speak clearly. Otherwise, you're going to give the rules of the game. Say, hey, you need to form groups of people, and then you have to zoom in seconds, and then say, off you go! What's going on? So it's super important that you speak clearly to give the rules of the game, right? It's important also to explain why. I see many people that's also addicted to energizers and check-ins and icebreakers, and they just do. And you have a lot of people like, yeah, I can do that. And it's important to say why. That then you're present in the room. They have fun. Right? And then we are focused in the meeting. Then we have to connect to our colleagues. We break the ice. If needed, repeat the rules. Doesn't mean that everyone gets it from the first time. A little demo first, if needed. If it's a bit complicated, it's also important that you bring someone and say, okay, thanks for coming here and doing the demo. Sometimes you need to ask someone because it's a bit more complicated to explain. If you need, adapt the rules, adapt the conclusion. For instance, the 1, 2, 3, when I learned, the guy said, hey, let's do an energizer. I said, yes, let's learn. I was already with my notebook, like, okay, yes, learn one more. And then he did activity 1, 2, 3, okay, thank you very much, let's have a seat. I was like, yeah, but what's the conclusion? And then I added this conclusion. It wasn't, yeah, I said, makes sense. That's the activity, that's probably the learning outcome of that. By the way, the 1, 2, 3, he was giving all the rules. Oh, number 1 is glad. Number 2 is he. Number 3 is ba ba ba. And I changed something, let's make it more engaging. Let's ask the audience. And then you have this kind of fun stuff that is always very, very random. You have to feel the audience. Maybe it makes sense to do one. Sometimes you really wanna do one energizer, one icebreaker, and you say like, oh, that's going to be amazing. And then you have less people, or it's not even, or it's not an equal number of people. And then you have to adjust. Sometimes you have to figure out audience and say, yeah, it doesn't make sense to do that one. Let's skip that or try something else. It's important to look in the eyes. It's super simple, but if I keep giving the rules like, yeah, so right now they're gonna find a pair, find someone together, and make sure that you are not alone. So it's important to keep looking in the eyes, at least for the whole audience, to keep them engaged, right? At least some connection. Conclusions and learning outcomes, it's important to have. Sometimes it's really you don't have anyone. For instance, the plank, I have no outcome for that one. No learning outcome. It's simply like, yeah, let's sweat a little bit. But it's important that you come up with that. The more you have, the better. You have to believe in your conclusion. If you give a conclusion like, yeah, we did that because it's self-organized and it's agile, because it's agile and it's fun, and yeah, people won't buy that. So it's important that you believe in what you're saying. Some humor is welcome. At least I like that. I think humor is one of the pillars, at least in my life. I really like to add some fun here and there. Otherwise, it's really robotic. It's like, can you find pairs now? Yeah. Okay, now count 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you very much. I like to add a bit of fun. That is super important. For me, that's the main one. All the others, they are super important. But I truly believe that your energy is the energy of your audience. If you are the owner of the meeting, if you are the trainer, if you are the facilitator, if you are the speaker, and you are really known because you have a fight with your wife or your husband, you didn't sleep well, people will notice that. And they will also be like, And then you start giving the rules, so yeah, we are going to have an energizer, it's going to be super fun. Your energy is going to increase a lot after that. And let's continue. Yeah, probably you have to, leave it outside, all the problems, the personal problems you have a coffee, have an energy drink if you need, but yeah, be there, be present, in your energy equals there. What not to do? At least what you should be aware of. Things that didn't work well for me or I learned recently. First one, don't force people. At the beginning, I believe that everyone loves energizers and icebreakers. Because I love, right? It's so fun, people laugh, but it's not everyone. It's not everyone that says like, yeah, okay, let's do energizers. So don't force people, invite them to participate and really say clearly, if you don't want to participate, it's okay. Timing to explain and get started sometimes is super important. For instance, the wrestling one. Imagine that I give you a lot of time and say, so your goal is to make the other feet move in 15 seconds, right? Do you have any questions? What if we move at the same time? Bang! I just lost the guy. So I did on purpose. You have 15 seconds and your goal is to and go. So you also have to play with the time you take to explain and get started. Make sure that no one get hurt. I did one that was it was a big auditorium, and people have to stand up and do a wave like in this table, right? It was packed, it was 400 people. And as soon as I saw one person standing up at the very beginning, I saw the chair closing. You know the automatic chair? And it was really like 3 seconds before starting the wave. So, stop. Say, hey guys, make sure that when you stand up and you do all, you open your seat again. I don't want to create a wave of hurting people, like breaking their heads, so make sure that no one is hurt. Also, the wordings, the way you speak, the kind of energizers can be too much stereotype or xenophobies when sometimes not really nice. There is one that is the Italian fight. You put two lines of people face to face before starting the food or the lunch. And you say, hey guys, now you are different families and you have to fight for each other because someone stole the cheese of someone else and then you have to start talking to each other and it's actually fun. It's like, caspita, perché? No, è vero, che no. And it's really fun. But then my colleague was like, I'm Italian and I don't like that. But actually it's like that. It's exactly like that. But yeah, be aware that maybe your audience might take it wrong. Bad interruptions. I see some facilitators also calling back the audience like, hey guys, okay, let's go. I don't like much. Maybe it works for you, but maybe that's too childish. It's like calling a group of children and they say, hey guys, okay, don't like. If you are treating people as children, they will act and behave as children. So don't do the shh. At least I don't like, right? I don't like to clap, I don't like to say shh. This kind of stuff, you can raise your arm.
You can do different skills if your time is over.
I don't know, you find your way to interrupt. And what is also important is the timing to interrupt. Because when you're having fun, 1, 2, 3, maybe I gave them 10 seconds and now the time is over, I have to call them back. Maybe not. Maybe you let it go a little bit, because before that they're having fun. It's the whole room laughing, so why should we stop right now? And also there's something, the popcorn effect. Who knows the popcorn effect? Okay, good. You're going to probably learn something new, that's all. I like the metaphor of the popcorn when you're facilitating. Maybe an energizer and people are talking to each other and people are talking a lot. And when do you know that you should remove the popcorn from the oven? When do you know? Huh?
It starts making noise.
When it starts making noise. It's like you're probably going to burn your popcorn, so it's time to remove. And it's the same for people. When you're facilitating, people say, so they start looking at you. And then, yeah, probably you could have interrupted a little bit earlier, because otherwise people are really looking at you. So feel the popcorn effect to interrupt. Humor is nice, but sometimes too much. So don't exaggerate. I really try to hold myself to this, like not doing jokes all the time. About the conclusion, make sure that it's not too long. I did that already once for 200 people. And my conclusion was of the 1, 2, 3 activity was way too long. And I was talking, I said, wow, I went in a rabbit hole, I don't know what I did. I was trying to explain, and so, yeah, I asked them to have energy, and I just killed it afterwards. With a lot of blah, 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 blah. People were like, okay, can we start already? Are we done yet? So make sure that you don't make too long conclusions. And also, if you have none, make sure that it's really okay, activity to have none, or don't force. It's part of believing in what you're going to say. Don't force. Oh, okay, we did 1, 2, 3 because when it's raining outside, make sure that, I don't know, don't force. Don't create crazy conclusions. The CEIA is the check-ins, energizers, and icebreakers anonymous. It's people that are addicted. They want to do all the time. With the family and all the meetings, and they want to do all the time. Be aware of that. I already did with my family and with friends, because sometimes you can even do when someone else is meeting. And that is not fun. You just say, hey, let's do an activity here that I just learned yesterday, and amazing, I got over it. Okay, make sure that you ask the facilitator or the owner of the meeting to try anything you want. So, quick bonus for you. I've been to Czech Republic recently. I met this guy, he was a guide, the free walking tours kind of a guide. And actually he told me that he likes this kind of activity. He never heard about Agile, about facilitation, whatever, but he starts with funny questions to people. He starts teaching them how to say some funny words and sentences in Czech. For instance, I'm drunk, help me. Or math, that is mean like math is the nice guy ever. So he likes this kind of activities that is really to check in, make people connect. And he also asks them to do some funny pictures. When the energy is going a little bit down, in the middle of the stuff, say, hey guys, stop everyone. Let's take the most crazy picture we can. And they come up with a bunch of crazy pictures that is really creative. And another one for you, that is me in a pub playing for 50 people, and I was shitting my pants. Sorry for the camera that is recording that, but I was shitting my pants. I was super nervous. As you can see, I was sitting in a cajon to play with the flute. There was a tambourine there. I was with the guitar and the harmonica. And I was super nervous. Okay, man, I'm gonna try this stuff. I'm not sure if they're gonna like. So,
Thank you very much.
Icebreaker. Also, we break the ice to try to be more comfortable there. Because people is like, oh, the guy brought so many instruments and then he played one song in harmonica and he's leaving already. Okay, I managed to break the ice and feel a bit more comfortable. That's the meeting Spicer. If you wanna try to get this, it's a card that you can spice your meetings. In the beginning, in the middle, at the end. It's a colleague of mine, Bob and Regis. So if you wanna, I can try to get one for you, try to get a discount. But if you treat that with those hashtags, I make sure that I talk to them and they can ship something with a discount for you, I don't know. I just get to know that. I just bought my stuff and I have no single profit on that one. Nothing. It's just because I really like that stuff. Some sources for you. So, what I find these kind of activities, tasty cupcakes, fun retrospectives, plan retrospectives.com. Google. Yes, Google. You just type like energizer big groups, you have many things. And the same applies for YouTube. You just put it there and then, okay, you can find for small groups, for in pairs, big groups. Agile Games Night. I organized already 7 games nights that we just gather together and we create the agenda in the beginning just to share. It's energizers, icebreakers, check-ins, and we do the whole evening of these kind of activities. We are almost done. So if you have anything else, make sure to share with us. That's it, the why. Let's do it. We did a few ones. Tips and tricks. I gave you some bonus, some resources. And the checkout. It's also the checkout. I never mentioned that, but as soon as you're finishing a meeting, you can do many things. You can say, okay guys, before we leave, let's complete the sentence. Everyone, I'm leaving the session feeling blank. And you share. Or the weather. Or round robin with one sentence to represent what you feel about the session. Or the aha moments, or the main takeaways. The FOT, from 1 to 5, how much was your time invested here? A feedback wall we have outside, so please make sure that you also feel about the session there. For instance, a selfie. It's okay if you take a selfie, for instance. I'm going to take